everyone. Happy New Year to all and welcome to the channel. This video is another video for you related to fear, to overcoming fear. I love this subject because, as I mentioned before, when I decided that I wanted to understand the laws of thought, the laws of nature, that was so strange, so weird, that I needed so much for me. And then I decided that once I became this example, I will teach it to the world. And here I am. So, and I hold a degree in teaching. So, yeah, I wanted to teach this so much. As I have mentioned before, I went to college. I have been in space activities. I in the past I worked in private sector, in the public sector, international organizations, and recently I started my own ventures, and that was like another world to me. But most importantly, to understand the laws of thought, the laws of nature, habits. How is that we develop a new habit? For example, by being aware, by you becoming aware of your own behavior. Are you aware of your own thoughts? I may say that during college I was, but actually, come on, guys, is I believe that is until real suffering, like real suffering, that you start to becoming aware of your own existence, of your own nature, of your own thoughts. Why I am thinking so much about this, why these thoughts, why I can escape my mind on this, right? And that is something that I never seen that even in my parents talking about this, or college. Come on, I never seen this in college. Even though philosophy, they don't explain philosophy like this. Like with our thoughts we can create things, like the thoughts make us. Becoming aware of this, right? And how important is this subject related to overcoming fear? Most importantly, anxiety. I do remember that during college I saw some peers with anxiety. During college I was involved in sports activities, and so I believe that I was in that state of anxiety. I do have my own worries, of course, like the exams, the tests, and just trying to study. But worries, but nothing like what I faced during some years ago, when I faced betrayal like never before. I faced betrayal. I was broke. My friends left me. A disaster. Suffering like never before. It was during that time that I became aware of my existence, of my everything, So I truly believe, and of course I face a lot of anxiety. That's what I wanted to mention. So I do believe that this subject is so important. And I do know that just by bringing my example to you can help you some way. For example, I do remember Bob Proctor telling his own life experience, but it's not only Bob Proctor. When you really study the life of, for example, Jesus Christ, Lord Jesus Christ, it is so amazing, really. Lord Krishna, another level. Bruce Lee, another story. And I can continue going on with some few names, but why is it that those names? Because they are showing a way. They are showing a way. It's not an easy way. It's not the majority side, but I believe that eventually we human beings need to relate to these figures. Why? Because they express something like on top, like really on top. So I do remember that during my anxiety, my crisis, my kind of depression, I couldn't explain like what was happening to me at that moment, and it was like everything is so fake. Everything is so fake, guys, and I wish I knew other things and etc. But you cannot change the past. You cannot change many things, and that was life at the moment. So again, anxiety. I hate it so much. I wanted to find a solution for myself to how change that. How can I change that forever, like forever and ever? And I do remember Bob Proctor explaining that change your thoughts. Change. There is no need for anxiety. There is no need for fear. There is no need for. And the Shaolin teachings, for example, that is such a great example of how you can again find other people, other groups that can help you to grow, to see life under another experience, under another understanding. So again, Lord Jesus, Lord Krishna, they show us a way. And I do believe that when we are in our most needed state, that could be a depression, an anxiety, you are just lost in your mind, you can look after those individuals because they are showing you a way. So right now I couldn't be standing here and talking to you about how I feel like confident talking about this subject, and that was because I looked after those fears during my moment when nobody, when the world just gave me nothing, silence, like when you felt like you're nobody, you look after those fears. So anxiety and fear, you know what that is? Well, you need to understand the mind first of all. You need to understand the thoughts. That is so important. First of all, to understand the mind. To understand the mind, and sound simple. I can make it sound simple because for me it is simple. But I do know that the human mind requires a lot of conditioning to understand something. To at the end of the day just bring a conclusion into the mind and say, no, I got it. So I may say some things that sounds simple, and I want to give my ideas in a simple way because that's the best way, and avoid long explanations. But I do know that long explanations are required for the mind in order to sometimes just understand something. right? For example, how is it that Bob Proctor he said that I know Bob, I know my name, I know my body. Bruce Lee is the same thing because the word I doesn't exist. And I can continue going on this matter if you follow me, what I meant. But at the end of the day, those ideas are so important if you want to remove fear, because fear is just an idea. It's just an idea that you are not aware of it, and you need to control it. Okay. So again, I was going through life, you know, you need to go to college, you need to go to study, and you need to go to do all these things, but eventually, and it's not that life was easy at that moment, but I just was, going on. But eventually, out of nowhere, what happened? Something out of control. I couldn't control at all what happened, how I went broke, and Marcus Aurelius, he was betrayal. He was betrayal. And Marcus Aurelius, he is so ahead of his time. He used to study a lot about the laws of thought, and he understood that this life, it is not nice, and it is not like, how can I say this, there is not just all the time, it is unjust actually, and he knew that, and they betrayed him, and you may expect that he behaves like the Emperor Nero perhaps, but no, Marcus Aurelius acted according to his character, to his soul, and that is what history, the pass of time, show us. Same as Jesus Christ. Betrayal, he just let it pass and move on. So what I'm trying to say here is that things will happen that you cannot control. Trust me. And in those moments, it is so painful. It is so painful. I hated what happened to me. I hate it. I hate it, guys. I cannot explain that. And I do know that perhaps if you are in this state of fear or anxiety, it's because you are in trouble. You are in trouble of the war. You are scared of the war. You are afraid. You are, yes, you are just worried. That's what it is. Something happened to you, and you think that is unfair, perhaps. It is so unfair that this happened to me. I didn't deserve this. Hold on. Because what I'm trying to say here is that, look, I don't have all the answers, but I have seen that these figures went through the same thing. So when you realize it, it is natural. I wish I was like prepared for this. I wish. I wish. But you cannot control it. You cannot control it. But you can control your mind. You can control your thoughts. You can control the internal dialogue that you are every single day under perspective about life. That's what you can control. So, what I mean, so I have a couple of notes here. So, yeah, it should be it should bring some understanding what I just said. It shouldn't bring you comfort. I mean, don't you realize it? I went through the same thing. Other people this the same way. So you must see it. But you know what is the real tricky part on this game is that it's only happening to you. And that was the most uncountable part. That I was going through this suffering, this painful moment myself, but the other people around, they were not. They were not. And it's like you feel that life is so unfair to me. Life is being unfair to me. Why? And you start this dialogue, existential, etc. Guys, I've been there. I have been there. And I've been putting attention to all these figures that I already mentioned to you. And I just got this explanation that is part of the illusion, is the only thing that I can say. How is it that I'm going through this, but the other people around, they are not? I mean, it's not like I am wishing on them, of course not, but you know what I mean. It's like, why me? Why this is happening to me? So that was like the first thing. The second is like, I am the one feeling this. The feeling is in me. Okay? So they don't feel what I am feeling. If tomorrow I wake up with a little bit happy, I am the one that is happy. That is happy. I am the one that is being sad. I am the ones that at the moment is not so. So you know what I mean? That is so important. So that gave me another signal that I am in control of my emotions. And it is so weird that, but life is about you. Life is about you. Life is about you. And that is a quote that I got for myself, that I hope that I can share with you in the future. That because we used to think that we are missing the world. No, everybody's so happy out there and having fun, but I am here. That is another trick of the mind. You're not missing the world. The world is missing on you. The only reason that you can perceive this world is because you are here. Do you understand it? There is no world if you're not here. And that is so beautiful if you can truly understand it. I really hope that you catch up what I am saying. That the only reason that what you are hearing, that you are seeing, that everything is because you are. I really hope that this helped. And let's come back to your anxiety. So you're feeling anxious. Your body is not at ease. And why is it that it's not at ease? Because something is troubling you. And that is okay. I mean, habits can help, for sure. But you can be doing physical activity and being so, I don't know, into your daily routine, but you could still thinking about something, or your mind could be triggering you, right? So I believe that is more important that you understand the mind, rather than, for example, in my case, I can just give you my example. I really love to work out, for example, and do other things. But if I haven't figured out my conclusions on my mind on something really specific, it will continue going on. Do you follow me? Do you understand this point, what I'm saying? So you can really keep your mind busy, let's say, but you cannot trick the mind. If there is something that is troubling you, the mind is so persistent and will keep it there until you find a solution. So I truly believe that you can do meditations, right? You can try to just sit in silence, but that won't give you a solution for some things that are bothering you. Of course, that it can bring you solutions on being aware of the thoughts. You are just, for example, you are just here, your seat, right? There comes a thought, you go on the loop for some minutes, perhaps, let's say, or no, you're so good in your meditation that there you are, comes a thought, you see it, you don't entertain it, that thought loses power. It loses its power. Then again, the same thought comes. You see it, loses its power. Again, loses its power. Then it goes more slowly, because that's how the thoughts loses power, but you don't entertain the thought, right? So after perhaps a minute, 2 minutes in meditations, the thought, you see it. So it requires a lot of practice, and I'm just talking about meditation that can help you. But at the end of the day, what I wanted to say, if you don't find a solution for the thought, it will continue. So perhaps it could be that yes, by just being aware of the thought, loses its power, but the other way around that I figured out is by you bringing a conclusion to whatever the thought is. For example, it could be, let's say that I don't know, about money. Worry about money, or worry about your house or something. You figure out a solution in your mind, and you say, no, remember, we're not thinking about this because we already decided this. So you need to make your mind consistent on the persistence of the new idea. So you continue to remember in your mind that no, we already decided that. We already decided that. We already decided that. We already decided that. So you are constantly reminding your mind that you already figured it out. There is no problem. There is no conflict, right? So you are bringing a solution for your thoughts. The second one, you are aware of your thoughts, so you don't entertain it. And perhaps the third one could be, you just bring another thought, right? So, and I am gonna give you number 4. Yes. Spiritual understanding. Spiritual understanding. You're not your thoughts. You're not your body. You're not your name. Ashtavakra was a really wise man, and he brings some quotes. Perhaps he was more direct than Lord Krishna at the end of the day, explaining about life. And Ashtavakra, he said that life is a dream. Wake up. Just like that. Just like that. So life is a dream. Wake up. Life is a dream. Wake up. So the one thinking is not you. I really hope that this helped. I will prepare another video for this one. And I just want you to know that first of all, you're not alone. This thing about thinking and anxiety is very common for human beings, and we feel so lost. And I truly believe because it's the illusion, it's the destiny. You can call it what, however you want, but it's like how life is preparing you, isolate you. People don't talk to you, perhaps, could be. But if you are truly aware of what is happening, you will realize that that is a reason. Is a reasoning why that is happening, so you can perhaps become more wise in the future. And those moments of anxiety or fear, they could stay for longer periods of time, right? And sucks. So fear and anxiety, those are ideas of the mind, and you need to condition yourself. You need to remember yourself how amazing person you are, because you truly are. And I believe that just a few people can explain that, and I'm into this philosophy of Bruce Lee, for example, that we are all one. So when I say this, I truly say that. And how is that I can say that? Because I know myself. Because I truly know myself. And by knowing myself, I know you. And we are truly the same. So our only difference is the paradigms, the ideas, the confusion in the mind. So we're the same. It is important that you understand yourself, know what you like, what you don't like, and spend time only doing what you like. And another cease for the suffering, as I mentioned, was the spiritually way that this is a dream, you are not your name. So what does it mean? That there is no death. It sounds weird because we are in this illusion that we are here, but when you think it deeply, and it's not about being sad, because I used to think that death is like sad. That is dead. Yeah, I really hope that these ideas help you guys. I really do. Anxiety, you can practice by breathing. It helped me a lot. Also, I love to take showers. I love to do exercise. I love to do a little bit of meditations. And of course, once once I train my mind on the ideas of this world, and knowing how, as Lord Krishna he said, how your mind could be your greatest ally or your biggest enemy. That was so true, coming from my Lord Krishna, because it is at the end of the day, as Marcus Aurelius he said, the battlefield is on the mind. Is you versus you, is you understanding your thoughts, is you understanding about this. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.